everybody, Looter for Life here, bringing us a brand new deck profile. This time around we got the Star deck. I don't know what these are called. They all have Star in the name, so I'm going to assume they're the Star Samurai, Star Warriors, Star something, Star Fusion, Star versus the Fusions, I don't know. So anyways, they're all warriors. It's really cool. This deck is super what's the word I'm looking for? Under-supported. There's 3 main deck monsters, 2 monsters in the extra deck, and that is it. 5 monsters total. And that's all we have to work with this deck. And I really wanted to try and make a deck around this. There's some really cool, nifty ideas with what this deck can do. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Is it anything particularly amazing? Honestly, no. But I feel like it makes a good, fun, budget rogue deck. You might be able to do well in a tournament at your locals. I'm not saying you could or can't, but if you're a good enough duelist, you probably could. I would definitely not take this to Rachel, though. So, okay, first and foremost, we got Tenma the Skystar. Skystar is pretty cool. If you control no monsters, or if you control only Earth monsters, you can normal summon him without tribute, and whenever you do, you can summon out a level 5 Earth warrior from your hand. And then, if he's on the field and he's got another effect, which never happens because you never have these guys on field for more than a few minutes, you can make this card whenever your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a warrior you control, you can make him lose 500 attack and then negate that effect and destroy it, which is pretty cool. But however, again, you don't really have him on the field very often unless you get lucky. Next up, we got Triple Hayate, the Earth Star. He is the Earth one that was just mentioned, and he's kind of like the inverse of Tenma. If you control no monsters, or the only monsters you control are light, you can normal summon him without tributing, and if you do, you can special summon 1 light level 5 warrior monster from your hand, which is pretty cool. That's basically just Tenma and 1 other monster. And then, like Tenma, he has an effect where instead of targeting, if your opponent attacks one of your warriors, you can have him lose 500 attack, negate the attack, which is pretty cool. But again, like, you don't generally have Tenma or Hayate on the field for very long, except for to make XCs and fusion plays. Next up, we got Triple Kaiki, the Unity Star. Kaiki is a really interesting card. He's a level 5 warrior with 1000 attack, 2100 defense, which is pretty weird because, well, everybody else has 21 attack and then, well, nothing except for, oh, he's the inverse of Tenma. I never noticed that. Okay, cool. So 1000 attack, 2100 defense. He's a warrior, light, level 5, blah, blah, blah. If he's in your graveyard and it's your opponent's turn and you got a monster whose attack is different than its original attack, you can special summon him from your graveyard, and then whenever he is special summoned, you can pay 500 life points, fusion summon 1 warrior fusion monster using monsters you control or in your hand, including himself, which is pretty cool. He can be a good fusion fodder thing, but generally speaking, that doesn't happen too much during your opponent's turn, although it does make for some fun shenanigans with the special summon effect. You generally don't want to fusion summon during your opponent's turn, though. Except for a few times. Then on to the non-sky monsters, because again, those are the only 3 monsters we have in the main deck. I'm playing Triple Galaxy Soldier for rank 5 fodder, and also just for being a level 5 deck is easily summoned. It's a light. Pretty good. You know, you can pitch a light monster, special one from your hand in defense position. When you do, you can add another Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, which you typically add another copy of himself. And then that search effect is a hard once per turn. Now then, to complement him, I am playing Triple Cyber Dragon as well, because you can special summon the Cyber Dragon, then normal summon Hayate. Hayate effect, special summon Tenma or Kaiki. So really good there, pretty helpful. And because this is a fusion deck, we can do some shenanigans with the Cyber Dragon fusions as well. So moving on, we are playing Triple King of Swamp. Partly to search out polymerization, but more so to cheese out the boss monster of this deck, Shura. Now, Shura is a really integral part of this deck and needs a fusion monster to go into him, specifically Edaton. Now, that's a bit too hard, though, you know, using a fusion to go into a fusion. So we're going to cheese him out with good old King of Swamp, you know, kind of like how people used to cheese out Phoenix Enforcer back in the day with this exact same play. Well, most people at times summon Shining Flame Wingman, but I digress. Anyways, then finally for the last monster, we also play one Gem Knight monster. It doesn't matter what it is. I couldn't find my Garnet, so I'm going with Emerald because why the hell not? That's because we are playing the Brilliant Engine, because Partly because of the extra normal summon, but also because good old Seraphinite is a level 5 Earth. So you Brilliant Fusion for Seraphinite, and then hey, look at that, you got a level 5 Earth on your field, so now you can normal summon Tenma for free, which is really cool. So it makes for a lot of extra plays and lets you go into more links and stuff pretty easily, as well as also getting your combos off a bit easier. Again though, the Gem Knight doesn't actually matter, I just couldn't find my Garnets. I don't know if he's still $10 for a Garnet, so I don't want to do that. Okay, moving on to the spells, we got Triple Fusion Recycling Plant. This is my true main way of searching Polymerization, because again, we don't want to use King of the Swamp for the Fusion Summon, well, for the discard fodder, because we want to be able to, you know, actually use them for the Fusion Summon of Shura. So Fusion Recycling Plant, once per turn you can discard a card, add Polymerization from your deck or graveyard, which is pretty cool, to your hand, and then during the end phase of the turn that you did a Fusion Summon, you can add one of those fusion materials from your graveyard to your hand. So that's really good. It helps out maintain hand advantage and stuff, which this deck kind of goes through pretty quick. Moving on, we got Triple Polymerization. Goes without saying, this is a fusion deck, and it's not like Skies have a, well, the star monsters have their own fusion spell or anything, which they don't. Triple Brilliant Fusion, just so we see it. 1, 2, for some reason I thought I had it in my head that I had 1. 2 Terraforming, pretty good just to get to Fusion Recycling Plant a bit better. And once you do get to it, if you draw the other Terraforming, you can just pitch it. 1, Reasoning. If you're going first and your opponent doesn't know what the hell you're playing, they're probably going to guess level 4. Well, guess what? We have exactly 1 level 4 in here, and that's Gem Knight Emerald. 1, the Monarch Storm 4, you know, just in case. I mean, yeah, it locks us out of the extra deck, but hey, it comes up in handy sometimes. 1 Ultra Polymerization, just for extra fusion fodder, and also we can banish over the graveyard to do more link plays. Pretty cool, I like it. Monster Reborn for, well, Monster Reborning. 1 day of peace, just in case for extra draw power, and also just to stay alive for a little bit longer. Upstart Goblin for more draw power. Fool's Burial to get Kaiki in the graveyard so we can use this effect a bit sooner. And then that's it for the spells, but I do play a couple traps. First and foremost, Floodgate Trap Hole, just to kind of screw over what my opponent's doing, especially if I'm going first, because this deck doesn't really have any good, well, super good first turn plays except making Infinity, but I digress. And then also, of course, 1 Solemn Judgment. Now, you could switch out the Floodgate Trap Holes for 2 Solemn Strikes if you want to, just play the Solemn Trinity. It's up to you. I personally really like Floodgate Trap Hole in this format, though, but that's just me. So, moving on to the extra deck, which is pretty darn versatile. I really like this deck's extra deck because it has a lot of different plays that you can go about it, and it offers us so many cool different ideas. So first and foremost, let's get the basic stuff out of the way. Triple Edaton. So even though I said we're not really going to actually fusion summon into Edaton to then fusion summon into Shura too often, we still play 3 of them because when Shura dies, he summons Edaton and it's treated as a fusion summon, which is really cool. Now, Edaton is a level 10 fusion monster. He just needs 2 level 5 or higher warriors to go into. Really cool. Whenever he's fusion summoned, you can add 1 level 5 warrior from your deck to your hand. Really nice. Once per turn, you can discard any number of cards to increase his attack by 200 permanently for each card you discarded. A really bad effect, don't ever do that unless like you, I don't know, need to get over a Boral load and it's got 500, I mean it'll drop you by 500, I guess that's not a time you'll need it, but I digress. And then whenever he battles a monster for lower level than it, you can make that opponent's monster drop to 0 attack. That's pretty cool, but let's be honest, levels don't matter anymore when everybody's extra deck is flooded with links, which don't have levels. They have link, what was it called again? I forget. A link number. Moving on though, we do have triple of our true boss monster, Shura the Combat Star. Shura is our true end goal and our true win condition. Shura is a level 12 with 0 attack and 0 defense. No, I kid you not. He needs Edaton and a level 5 or higher warrior to go into, but hey, we don't really care about that too much because we'll just be cheesing him out with King of Slot most of the time. Now then, however, Edaton has a bunch of different really cool effects, so just to make sure I get everything right for you guys, otherwise I'm just going off of memory, here's what he does. Shura, once per turn during the battle phase, as a quick effect, you can make the attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls, currently controls, is 0. And once per battle, if a monster battles another monster during damage calculation, as a quick effect, you can make each battling monster gain attack equal to its own level times 200 during that damage calculation only. If this fusion summon card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect and is sent to your graveyard, you can spell summon 1 Edatin the Conqueror's Star from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. So, what does Shura do again? He drops all of your opponent's monsters to 0. And then when 2 monsters are battling, you can make them gain attack equal to their levels times 200. Shura is level 12, meaning unless your opponent has another level 12 on the field, he will always be stronger than any monster with a level, which is pretty cool. He becomes 2400. But more than that, if you are battling against an Xyz or a Link, they don't have levels. They don't get attack. Your monster does. You'll be having levels. And heck, not only that, but also because it only affects your opponent, that they lose attack, unlike in the anime where everything lost attack. But however, because it's only your opponent's monsters who lose attack, your monsters will have their base attack plus whatever their level is times 200. So like if you attack with a Gemini Emerald into, I don't know, a Borrow Load, and you use Shura's effect to drop all of your opponent's monsters to 0, Borrow Load's not going to get anything, but Gemini Emerald's going to go up by 1200 to 3k. That's just so ridiculous. I love it. It's really, really, really stupid. This deck is awesome. And wait, I actually did my math wrong. He would gain 800, so he'd be 26, but I digress. So, really, really good card. Very, very powerful. If this deck ever gets more support, I would love to see it happen, and this card would be made even better because of it. He does offer no protection to himself, though, for battle or card effects, so if your opponent does have like a Regeki or something, you're still going to lose them, but hey, you get a free Edatin out of it, and then a free search off of Edatin effect. Pretty darn good. So for the rest of our fusions, I got 1 Gem Knight Seraphonite for the brilliant fusion thing, 1 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon because this thing can steal games. I love it. And it does come up every now and then where you'll have a polymerization and 2 Cyber Dragons in hand, and I'm just like, okay, fusion summon for Chimera Tech. That's funny. And then because we are playing Cyber Dragon in main deck, 1 Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon to get out of those pesky extra link boards. You're playing against Goki Nightmare. That's a nice extra link board you got there. Not so much anymore. On to the links we play though. 2 is old because, well, we got a bunch of warriors. It doesn't happen too much, but hey, you never know. Again, the links really don't happen too much in this deck. And then, speaking of the rest, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, for just general removal and stuff. And then finally for our only Xyz, Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. You could play some other ones like Volcasaurus and stuff, and maybe like, I don't know, cut down on the number of Shura and Edatin you play, but considering that they're the main stars of this deck, no pun intended, I feel like that relying heavily on Xyz is a bit silly for this deck. Couldn't think of a right word. So what do you guys think of the star archetype? I really, really like this deck. I remember seeing it in ArcV and thought that was really freaking cool, and I want to see it happen in real life, and then we didn't get it till earlier this year. Really, really fun deck to mess around with. I would highly suggest just to tinker around with it. If you guys got like, I don't know, $10 to burn, this deck does not cost much of anything at all. And heck, if you bought a box of Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge, you probably have everything to build it anyways, because it's so easy to pull everything. So guys, what do you think of this deck? What ideas, recommendations, or considerations would you recommend to change around in the deck, if any at all? And heck, just leave a comment down there anyways. I may not respond to them, but I do always read your comments. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and see you all later. Peace out and goodbye.